Hello Gemini, Elsie here to do a reading for you. It is a weekly reading. How you doing, Geminis? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for clicking here. We've got some oracles we're going to go through this time. And we're going to go through the oracles first, and then we're going to hit them up with some tarot to get more information. At the end of this video, I'm going to tell you all about how to find a private read and how to find the extendeds. If you want that, then just hang around to the end. Let's find out what's going on for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. This is post new moon in Taurus, so this is a new cycle for you, a new, more organized, slow-moving kind of cycle for you. Dependable, getting rid of things that you don't need, right? Deciding what you want to focus on with your time, efforts, and energies. Tell me about Gemini. We have the sandpiper spirit. Don't forget to be playful. It's not all work. Look, we're talking about the Taurus new moon, and sometimes Taurus can be a little bit more about work than about play. So be playful. I'm going to say, we'll talk about what's at the bottom of the deck in a moment. Let's talk about this deck. Let's find out what's going on for you. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. How you been feeling with Uranus in your sign? Look, it just left Taurus. I'm a Taurus. Tell me how you're feeling with that energy in your sign here. Tell me about Gemini. We have nothing is set in stone. That's the answer to the question I just asked. I'm going to say, because Uranus is all about upheaval, but it's upheaval of the mind, understand, right? Because you're an air sign, it might bring big ideas or changes of mind, seeing things from different perspectives, which may open some doors for you as well. The good news, or the bad news is, nothing's set in stone. The good news is, nothing is set in stone. I feel like you're in this 8-year cycle going to learn how to be flexible in the mind. We have uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. You are about to discover things you've never seen before. I feel like you are about to make discoveries because you're learning to see things from a different point of view than you've ever seen them before. You might have decided something about a situation, and I feel like that Uranus is going to make you see it from another perspective. Bottom of the deck, we have the Moth Spirit. It says, surrender now. Look, I'm going to say, as someone who just had Taurus just had a 8-year cycle with Uranus, and it really upended our stability. It really caused a lot of earthquakes financially, and loyalty, and friendships, and money, careers, all that sort of stuff. It says here, surrender now. I would say that's really good advice. Card number 39 is a 12. Listen to your intuition, my friend, because surrender now is this energy of let it be what it will be. We have here the water, right? I'm going to say ride the waves, friend. Learn how to be a surfer. Ride the waves, because there's going to be a lot of them. We have conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. You know, when eclipses come, eclipse season will be coming soon, but when eclipses come, we tend to change our minds, or things change that we did not sign off on. Things end. Things begin. It feels like everything is going to be out of sorts for a bit, I will say. And so you're not going to know when it's going to end. You're not going to know when you're going to change your mind. It feels like it just comes in a moment. And I will tell you, that's exactly how towers show up, right? You're not expecting it. It's kind of forced on you. It's within a moment. You're not expecting it, and you're kind of shocked by it. So I think that your conclusions are coming from change, how you are seeing things, how you are thinking about things. You might be taking on a different thought pattern, or a different way of understanding something. Maybe you understood it from one side, and maybe you're going to get a look at it from the other side. We have answer the call. The time is now. Also good advice. Always answer. Right? You never know when the new opportunity is going to show up. And if you're so stuck in what you know to be true, you're going to miss the opportunity. So I feel like this is judgment energy here. It says answering the call. When things show up for you and they're offering you something new, the only way that you're going to be able to change yourself is by changing your mind. And so I think that might be what is coming up for you. Let's look at tarot. Let's find out what's going on for you. But look, don't forget to be playful, because it makes everything easier. Tell Tell me more. I think you're going to find some that some treasures are going to be uncovered for you here. Something that I think your mind has been protecting. It's like I know this to be true. And then all of a sudden, wait a second. Now you have doubt of what you thought was true, because I feel like you've sort of been protecting your thought pattern or thought process. Nobody can refute it because I have all the information. And back when they wrote those history books, they thought they had all the information too, right? It might just be timely. All right, let's find out what's going on here for Gemini. All right, we do have the King of Wands is in the reverse, which is really interesting, because when the King of Wands is in the reverse, the King of Wands is really struggling with wisdom, or hasn't yet come to the wisdom of something. And I feel as though that this might end up being like a serious time for you, because you will be going through upheavals in the mindset, in your life. Things are going to change that you're not ready to change. And I feel like this is all to bring you the wisdoms that you have not yet uncovered. I think you are uncovering treasures, because beneath the surface lies the bounty, and the upheaval of towers must show up in order to unearth things that you've never seen before. So I feel like being playful has its place, that you need to take your place amongst the play as well. Don't be so serious about the whole thing. Try not to be. I feel like this next this Taurian new moon is providing you with stability, discernment. I know what I want, what I don't want, cutting away what is not for you. Feels like the beginning of wisdom is what it feels like. We've got the Five of Cups, and even things that go wrong give us wisdom. We learn from those things. If we're willing to see the lesson, then sometimes it's not so sad or not so hurtful. And sometimes the sadness overtakes us, but nonetheless, everything that comes at us that can add to our wisdom, not all of it's happy times. Some of it's really trying times. Some of it's things that you didn't want to end that actually end. And although there is some regret, emotional regret, it feels like something here may have to end in order for you to understand how valuable it was. So it feels like this King of Wands in the reverse is somebody who has not yet decided if they want to go and get it. They haven't yet decided, and they know they can. The King of Wands, nothing will ever stop the King of Wands from getting what they want. But when the King of Wands is in the reverse, they're not taking action. They're not taking action. They're not learning the lesson. And I'm not saying that you're not learning a lesson. I'm saying that there is yet stuff to be learned. That I feel like there are things that you will be seeing the value in that you didn't see the value in before. And I think one of those things is being playful. Maybe I'm talking to someone who usually sees the world as very serious, or as a very serious person. We have the Eight of Wands. I feel like seeing the value in being playful is what's going to help you move forward from really hard situations like the Five of Cups. Times of real deep sadness. Times when you feel regretful, or that you have to give something up that makes you sad. I feel like these that this particular moon is sort of making you focus on what is valuable for you. What are the things that are non-negotiable, that if you had to give things up, what are the things that mean the most to you, that have the most value? So I think that the Eight of Wands tells me this being, this is like information, this is movement forward, this is velocity, could be also adventure. We're looking at Sagittarian energy. I feel like it's time for you to find the value in adventure. What I mean is, you don't have to know all the details right now. And I know that that's hard for you because you like to be in the know, right? You like to be the person who is the fountain of knowledge or information. We've got the Knight of Pentacles here with nothing is set in stone. And I'm going to say that with the Knight of Pentacles, it feels as though this energy is slow moving energy. I'm going to plan it out. I'm going to say that not all of your plans, not all the things that you were planning out and been working on for years are going to actually go to plan. I feel like the journey is far more important than reaching the outcome. So I feel like you could be in the middle of a journey that you may abandon because nothing is set in stone. Tell me about the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Strength card. Yeah, it does feel like you might get to a place in your journey, something you've been working on for maybe years, and that you have all the blueprints for, and you might abandon it. You might decide that, okay, I need more courage to get over this hump, but some of you might just pull back completely and decide that maybe this isn't exactly what you wanted, that maybe you made the decision in haste, not realizing that not everything always goes to plan, because the Strength card is Leo, and Leo can move pretty fast and deal with the outcome later. Sometimes they make snap decisions, right? And so I feel like nothing yet is set in stone. So I'm going to say, please keep that in your mind as your lesson. Nothing is ever set in stone. So no matter how far you plan, no matter how many details, how many receipts, how much you're sure of it, it could change without warning because eclipse season is coming. The Hanged Man is here, and it is all perspective is what it is. It's really what you're willing to allow to change. Can you be mutable? Can you be someone who's flexible is what I'm trying to say in how you are viewing things. I feel like your perspective is going to have to be a flexible perspective, and you'll have to be courageous enough to ride the waves, because nothing is set in stone here. We've got the King of Swords, the authority, but you're like, no, so you don't understand. I'm the authority. What I say goes. I have the last word. I have the plan. I have all the details. Look, I've got all the receipts. Everything is detailed. These are all facts. These are not things that are going to be riding waves and have to be mutable. And I will say to you that being in that energy, that fixed energy, Aquarius energy, being in that fixed energy is exactly why towers become so hard. Because when you are so fixed in what you know, and I'm not saying you don't know it because I know you've gone over the details, I'm going to say that without the ability to be mutable or be flexible, be able to ride the waves that come, sometimes that's why the towers are the hardest, and that's why Uranus in Taurus was so hard, because Taurus is a fixed sign. So maybe you'll be able to ride the waves because you're not a fixed sign, but it feels like your perspective on the truth is really going to be paramount in how you grow through this particular cycle in your life. We got the Ace of Swords, and we've got beneath the surface lies great bounty, uncovering treasure. I feel like you're uncovering knowledge, you're uncovering perspective, you're uncovering possible different perspective on contracts, how you see things to be possibly just one way, you're going to see in many different ways. I feel like the change of season, it feels like change is in the air, is what it feels like. We've got the Five of Pentacles. And sometimes you're going to feel like, but I thought I worked over those details, every second of those details, and now I feel like I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm outside of the plan looking in. It's like on Survivor, when they're playing Survivor and they all think, the whole tribe thinks that they're voting all for the same person and one gets cut, they get blindsided. It feels like a bit of a knowledge blindside. It's like I didn't realize that I didn't know what I didn't know until it reared its ugly head. And I feel like beneath the surface is the bounty. And it feels like that's why the towers are here. So you can uncover the treasure of being flexible in the way you think. This is going to give you aha moments. It's going to give you realizations. It's going to make you realize things that you didn't realize before. It's going to make you look at it from a Five of Pentacles view, from being on the outside looking in. It's like observing something from a distance before you go in on it all the way. Taurus energy, before you decide that you are in lack or on the outside looking in, before you make those decisions, I feel like it's time for you to look at the contract, look at the fine print, get your realization, your aha moment or your clarity about it first. We've got the Ten of Cups, and you'll realize that it's really not as bad as you think it is. I think that the Ten of Cups is here, and it feels like the treasure that you'll be uncovering is different ways to think about situations that actually make you feel joyful, not make you feel like you're on the outside looking in. Because sometimes from a distance it can look like lack, but when you get close up to it, you're like, oh, that's what that's what the universe was trying to teach me. And then we have the Page of Coins. Yeah, I think it's all about opportunity. You can look at I'm not saying that anybody's going to lose their job, but just as an example, you can look at losing your job as being a devastation, being a hit to your finances, feeling like you're on the outside looking in and you're never going to recover from the impact. But I feel like when you look at it from another way or another view, you can realize that this something here that has been lost can possibly be leaving because something else has arrived. So it's just that you haven't seen it yet. You haven't had the clarity. You haven't had the realization that the opportunity that you wanted, the opportunity of a lifetime to bring you joy is actually here already. And that's why the other thing had to end or had to be cut out, or you had to be shoved on the outside looking in, which doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. Maybe it was a plan or a contract. It feels like you get left out of something. But I feel like when you finally do uncover it and come to the clarity and the epiphany, it feels like, now I get it. The reason that something was impacted, or the reason I had to feel on the outside looking in, is because a new opportunity was showing up that had far more value, right? The treasure, you're uncovering treasure. It says, beneath the surface lies the bounty. So I feel like you had to be able to see beneath the surface, which sort of coincides with a tower falling. It does really implode things. So I'm going to say expect upheavals, expect changes, but expect that those upheavals and changes are going to lead you to an opportunity that maybe you didn't see before because maybe you've been fixed in your thinking. The King of Swords is here, so that's why I'm saying fixed in your thinking. It's really hard to surrender to a different point of view when you know that you have all the details, when you have all the data and all the receipts. But I feel like when the eclipse season shows up for you, I feel like you're not going to have a choice. You're going to have to look at something from a different point of view because eclipses don't care if you like the change or not. Eclipses show up when they're supposed to show up and make you answer the call. Look, we're going to go into the extended, and I'm going to put down 3 more cards here, first of all, before we go into the extended. I'll put down 3 more cards because these 3 cards usually end up being maybe the outcome or maybe a little bit more advice about what's going on here and how to get through all of these changes that I feel like right now this new moon for you, this new moon in Taurus, is really making you focus on what has value. The Queen of Pentacles is here, what has value, because I feel like there are going to be other things that are falling away, and maybe it's going to be your saving grace to know what really is important and valuable to you, because other things might fall away and you'll be like, well, at least it wasn't the thing that I valued the most. Okay, let's find out what's going on here. We've got the Devil energy. We've got the Ace of Cups. And we've got the 8 of Cups. It feels like with the Devil here, it feels as though I think one of the things that will be changing for you is you will begin to doubt how you feel about something. It feels as though you might notice that something has become codependent. Somebody's depending on you for you to make them happy, which sometimes happen when someone themselves isn't happy but decides that they want a relationship so someone can arrive that will make them happy. It feels like here that there's a codependency here, that if you're not happy, no one's happy. That your level of happiness is what makes everyone else happy because they don't have the ability to be happy by themselves. I feel like this is something that you end up walking away from. So it feels like this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but it could be. It could be a marriage. It could be someone you live with, but it also could be a best friend or someone in your family feels like they depend on you to keep them happy, to bring them happiness or show them what has value. It feels like you are probably going to detach and walk away from this because you're tired of settling for you always having to be the one who brings the happiness. But we'll talk more about that in the extended. If you want to be in the extended with us, then please look in the comment section. If you look right at the very top, there's one pinned comment there. When you click on read more, you will see there's 2 links there. One is for the membership, which is where all these extendeds go. If you want to come to see me pull these apart, come to the extended. And if you're interested in a private reading, please click on the Hypsee link. That will take you to a place where you can see all of my packages and pricing. My packages and pricing begin at $25 and go up from there. If you're interested in a private reading based on your energy, please click on the link and sign up. We've got the bottom of the deck. There's something exciting coming. Look, I feel like you will start to learn over the next long while that change is actually exciting. The fact that something falls to the ground or doesn't work out just means that something better is coming around the corner. And I think that is the exciting thing. But it also feels like, this, by the time you crawl out of the pit, I'm going to say, because I'm telling you what, the timetable that's coming up in terms of Uranus being in your sign can be a little tough. And I feel like you are going to come from this place of hardship, which is the Six of Wands is about the fight, about the war. And you can see the Colosseum is here. It's like fighting to the death. It's like a street fight. But then, of course, you get your victory after that. So please always remember that sometimes when things leave, it's because something more exciting is about to show up and teach you something. Children are messengers that bring us messages that we may have not had otherwise. I'm going to go into the extended. If you want to be there, please come share with us. And I'll be back because I'm always back. And see you in the extended, or I won't. And if not, I'll see you back here anyway. Take care. Bye-bye.